Virgo and Virgo sexual and intimacy compatibility. It would be funny to say that two Virgos don't understand each other when it comes to sex, but true attraction and the emotion behind the act seem to be missing. It is a good thing they can communicate and make their sex life much better through the art of speech, but unless they are madly in love to begin with, they could both simply think of their sexual relations as inadequate. The main problem with the sign of Virgo is their search for faults, and this can be a real deal breaker when it comes to sex. When two Virgo partners enter a sexual relationship, this need for criticism multiplies, and what's worse, they seem to motivate each other to grow it and make it even stronger. None of these partners realizes that this takes away their emotional or sexual satisfaction, and makes them feel tense. In most cases they just realize that they don't feel relaxed with one another, often not even knowing why. The good thing in a sexual relationship of two Virgos is their respect for each other's sense of shame and the pace they want their relationship to move in. Their mutable quality will help them make the necessary changes to make things work, and even if their sex life isn't satisfying in the beginning, they might be able to adapt until they reach the point of satisfaction. Creativity is the key here. And they're training to live in the moment, without noticing every single detail that doesn't work between them. 30%. Virgo and Virgo trust. When these partners come together, they stand face to face to their own issues with trust awakened by the sign of Pisces in their 7th house. Since they share the same set of convictions on trust that needs to be built, usually quite traditional, they often end up resolving these issues together. Still, they both need to remember that as soon as one partner questions the other, the favor will be returned, and the circle of mistrust can suddenly escalate to the point where they both start feeling the need to hide. 70%. Virgo and Virgo communication and intellect. If there is something Virgo is capable for, it is communication. Similar to the sign of Gemini, Virgo can be quite eloquent and smart, both of them ruled by Mercury, the master of communication. Since the sign of Virgo is related to the written word, much more than to the spoken one, these partners will probably want to text each other all the time, for as long as their chats don't become dull and boring. They are both highly intellectual, but also very quick to dismiss someone else's intellectual strengths if they differ from their own. When it comes to evaluating someone's words, Virgo can be extremely critical and focused on details that most other signs wouldn't see as important at all. The beauty of the relationship of two Virgos is in their shared understanding for the importance of details. Unfortunately, this can be the thing that will distance them from the bigger picture and make them preoccupied with things that really aren't important. 99%. Virgo and Virgo emotions. The love between two Virgo partners can be strangely rational. They are often a couple that meets at the perfect time when they are both ready or old enough to start a family, or when they both ended relationships they were exhausted by for years. The biggest challenge for them is to keep the love burning after their brains interfered with the process their hearts should have kept to themselves. As two representatives of a mutable sign, these partners change quickly and they often end up in a situation where love at first sight brings them together, but they stay together even when emotions between them are long gone. In order for them to keep the flame going, or break up, at least one of them has to have enough faith to believe they will make the right decision whatever they do. If both of them start questioning everything, they will both probably get nowhere at all. 25%. Virgo and Virgo values. We could say that their values match perfectly, but nothing with Virgo matches perfectly. If there was a sign to show us how different similar people can be, it is the sign of Virgo. These partners have their own opinions and thoughts on everything. It will be very hard for them to find a partner, even if it is another Virgo, to coincide fully with their system of value. In most general issues of life, they will agree, and they will both value intelligence, capability, and one's focus on details. Still, they might have a hard time adapting to each other's emotional or professional values, especially if their choices of profession are too far off. 80%. Virgo and Virgo shared activities. Two Virgos can really do anything together. When it comes to everyday things and the routine they both care about, they will find excitement and joy in most of their activities. Their choices make them feel proud and happy they have found someone who shares their appreciation for certain smart activities, but the challenge in their choices is hidden in the fact that none of them likes Venus very much. This fact could lead them to a point of apathy, where none of them lives their life in color, to the fullest, threatening their creative energy. They need to remain in love, creative and romantic, or it will be very hard for them to truly enjoy the time they spend with one another. 85%. Summary. When Virgo decides to be with another Virgo, we can assume that their relationship is a product of one of two possible things, the first one being the need for stability and their rational decision to be with one another, and the second one being the unexplainable force of love at first sight. Whatever the case, both partners are quite rational and belong to the sign of mutable quality, so their emotions can change very fast. Because of their shared tendency for sacrifice, the lack of faith they have in themselves, and the tendency to rationalize everything with value, they might easily end up in a relationship where none of the partners is actually in love, or satisfied. It is imperative for them to act according to their hearts if they want their love to last. 65%.